we look at the remaining planets in our solar system. So the first third planets what we have seen are Mercury, Venus and Earth. The fourth planet what we have is Mars over here. So Mars is supposed to be the red planet. So it is red in color, and now people are trying to reach Mars. So the expedition to Mars, there is one project going on. So Mars referred to as red planet, and it's in fact a cold planet, and people are scientists, astronomers are thinking about the living possibilities on this Mars now, and it is much smaller than the Earth. So it is smaller compared to the Earth, but when you look into the surface area, the land surface area of Earth, because as I said, 71% is covered by the water and remaining 39% is only the Earth, that is equivalent to the surface area of the Mars. So people are thinking for the livelihood on the Mars. Now that project is on. So it's a red planet, cold planet, and possibilities of living bodies over there. So that is still in the process in the R&D research. And here the next planet comes is Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be the biggest planet, what we call as Brihaspati. So Jupiter, biggest planet in our solar system, and it's also a cold planet. It has large red spot in its surface. So when you look into the shape of this Jupiter, you will find some red spot on its surface. So that's how you can identify this, and also size wise also it's biggest, and it is having the large number of natural satellites, whereas the least number is, as I said, moon has Earth has only one, and the other planets have no, as I said, Venus and Mercury have no satellites at all. So coming to the Saturn, so it's the sixth planet from the sun and second largest. So size wise it's second, and it is from the sun, it is sixth planet. And the speciality of this is it has rings around it. It is surrounded by rings. So there are three rings which surround the planet, and these rings have ice and dust in them. That means the planet is bounded by the three rings which are formed of ice and dust. And in our the regular terminology, it is called as Shani Graha, that is Saturn. Then comes Uranus. This is the third largest planet in our solar system, and it takes 84 years to complete one revolution around the sun. It's 84 years it will take, whereas Earth takes 1 year to complete, 365 days, and Uranus takes 84 years. And appearance wise also it appears to be blue, and it is 15 times heavier than Earth. That means mass, when you are considering about the mass, heaviness, it's 15 times heavier than Earth. And it also has rings, and there are 13 rings for Uranus. And the composition of atmosphere, the gases present on that are hydrogen, methane and carbon dioxide on its surface. So this is what about the Uranus. And next comes Neptune. This is the eighth planet from the sun. So this is going to be the last, and it has a rapid winds which are fastest in our solar system. Generally we have the winds blowing on the surface of every planet wherever the atmosphere is present, and here these winds are blowing. As I said, the universe is made of the gases and the material bodies. Here the rapid winds which are fastest in our solar system are observed on Neptune, and it completes one revolution in 165 years. That means as the radius increases, since the far away from the sun, obviously it will take more time to complete one revolution. So to complete one revolution, it is taking around 165 years. So these are the some excerpts of the planets. Few points we have discussed, and only the points which need to be remembered we have presented over here. So overall the solar system you have to consider, starting from the universe, how the universe is made, what is galaxy, what are celestial bodies, what are luminous, non-luminous, then coming to the solar system, how it is divided into planets, comets, asteroids and all. So about each planet we have few points to remember. So this is what about our solar system. And one more point here you remember, not but not the least, you also have a concept called artificial satellites. So all this time I was discussing something about the natural satellites around the planets. So moon is natural satellite of earth, but we have artificial satellites also, INSAT 1A, 1B and so on. And these artificial satellites are sent into a certain orbit which revolves around the earth and are useful for predicting the climatic conditions and for transmissions and live TVs, that communication purposes and all. Artificial satellites are those which are sent into orbit from the surface of the earth, and these are useful in communications and the weather forecasting and all. So satellites can be natural and artificial. So that is how our universe can be discussed, and this is what something about the stars and its evolution. Stars are the brightest and have the energy source in them, and how these are evolved means out of the universe manifestation they are evolved. And how you can classify them, you just look into the branch how universe is getting classified, and from that you can have all these concepts. This is what about the brief information about the stars and evolution.